guys, what's up? I'm Michael
I'm Josh.
from the Cleaver Podcast, and we're here to talk about the wild card situations in each conference.
Yep, I'm going to take the AFC.
I'll take the NFC.
So we're going to start off with the AFC right off the bat. This AFC is definitely crowded this season, as it's always been. You know, the AFC's been a little lackluster in previous years, but we have a lot of teams. So jumping right into it right now, we have the Ravens and Steelers. Why? Because they're really only a half game away from each other for winning the division. So there is a possibility of, there is a possibility of one of them making the wild card push as the fifth or sixth, or as the sixth seed, essentially. We also have the Chiefs and the Chargers because the Chargers are still one game behind, with a game against the Chiefs still. And then to move on from the sixth seed, we have a lot of teams. We have five, I believe. We have the Ravens, Colts, Titans, Dolphins, and the Broncos, all sitting pretty at 6-6, with the Ravens sitting at 7-5. We're gonna start off with the Chiefs and Chargers. I actually have the Chargers beating the Chiefs coming in Week 15. But I think the Chiefs are still going to finish off the season 13-3, and also I think the Chargers win out and go 13-3 as well. But all your Chargers fans, the Chiefs will still take the division just for the fact that they will go 5-1 in the division, to where the Chargers are 4-2, because they'll both have a 1-1 win for the tiebreaker. So it goes down to division record next, and the Chiefs ultimately has the better division record at 5-1. So the Chiefs will take the either 1, 2, or 3 seed, depending how the Patriots and the Texans go on their battles. But this is really about the wild card race. So I have the Chargers taking the 5th seed. It doesn't matter who has the 5th seed. It's either the Chiefs or the Chargers. But the 6th seed is where it gets more complicated. Going down, you have 5 teams really battling it out, all with almost the same records. A couple have some tiebreakers against each other. So we're gonna move on in with the Ravens. The Ravens have Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Chargers, and Cleveland. They're sitting pretty at 7-5, but I think that ends the season with 8-8. They'll win against Tampa Bay, but the rest of the games are pretty solid teams. Even the Cleveland Browns are pretty solid with their defense, and Baker Mayfield, I think he's improving. The Steelers has Oakland, New England, New Orleans, and Cincinnati. And then they split it up 2-2 to win the division at 9-6-1. That tie is really helping them out. Even if they lose another game on top of that, they go 8-7-1. That tie still breaks the thing against the Ravens. So the Steelers are going to take the 4th seed and win the division. The Colts also, they have a pretty difficult stretch with Houston, Dallas, Giants, and Tennessee. I actually have them losing out, which is people are not losing out. I have them winning against the Giants. But losing the Houston and Dallas, 2 teams in the playoff race, and then you got a big game against Tennessee. I think they're losing against Tennessee, so they're in the season at 7-9, out of the playoffs. You got the Titans, Jacksonville, Giants, Washington, and Colts. Then they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, lose against the Giants, beat the Redskins, and like I said, they'll beat the Colts. So they're going to be at 9-7. Pause the break with them real quick. We have the Miami Dolphins. It's pretty even on their schedule. They got New England, Minnesota, Jacksonville, and Buffalo. 2 playoff contender teams, 2 teams out of the playoffs. I have them beating New England, losing Minnesota, beating Jaguars, and beating Buffalo. They'll finish the season 9-7. And then moving down to the Broncos. Yes, the Broncos now in the playoff consideration after their poor start. They got the 49ers, Cleveland, Oakland, and then the Chargers. I have them beating the 49ers, losing against the Cleveland Browns, beating the Raiders, and losing against the Chargers. They'll go 8-8. So they're essentially out. So now you have 2 teams at 9-7, the Titans and the Dolphins. Dolphins beat Titans in Week 1. They take the 6th seed because of the tiebreakers. So you have the Chiefs, Patriots, Texans, and the Steelers. winning their division. You got the Chargers at the 5th seed, and I have the Miami Dolphins at the 6th seed.
All right, moving on to the NFC. It's a little bit clearer of a picture in the NFC. As of right now, the 2 wild card teams, you have the Seahawks at 7-5, and then you have the Vikings at 6-5-1, and they're actually playing each other this week on Monday night. And in that game, I have the Seahawks winning because they're at home, and they're just playing really, really well right now. You have the running game going strong and everything. So the Seahawks are gonna win this game, move to 8-5, and Vikings are gonna drop it. But just if you look at the rest of the teams in the NFC, you have the Cowboys who are fighting in that competitive AFC East. NFC East, sorry. The NFC East, we just talked about the AFC. You have Dallas at 7-5, and then you have Philly and Washington at 6-6 each. And another playoff implications game, you have the Cowboys and the Eagles playing this week. But that division, I think at the end is going to come down to Dallas winning it, so that would leave Philly and Washington in the wild card hunt. But Washington, I think, is going to drop out with their quarterback situation, unfortunately. So they have a strong defense, but you can't do much without a quarterback. So they're going to drop out. The Eagles, they have a quarterback, but they don't have much of a defense right now with all their corners on injured. So Philly is going to drop out of it, and also just the Vikings are just. I think it's going to be the Seahawks and the Vikings in the NFC wild card. Seahawks are going to win against the Vikings this week. They're going to beat the 49ers in San Francisco. I think they're going to lose to Kansas City, and then they're going to beat the Cardinals in the season finale. They're going to finish 10-6 on the season, pick up that 5 seed. Minnesota is going to, obviously, like I just said, lose to the Seahawks. I think they're going to beat Miami at home, and then they're going to beat the Lions, and then they're going to lose to the Bears in Week 17, and they're going to move to they're going to move to 7-1, and pick up that 6th seed in the wild card race in the NFC. So that's how I have the NFC playing out in the end.
So there you guys have it. We have the Chargers and the Dolphins on the AFC wild card. We got the Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings on the NFC. If you guys disagree with us, let us know. We'll love to debate with you guys. If you agree with us, just give us a like, and then don't forget to subscribe to us so you guys don't miss any future videos and or podcasts. Make it a great night, guys.